Your first two albums, The Button Down Mind and The Button Down Mind Strikes Back, were 1-2 on the Billboard charts. And that was a record. That was a record at the time and stayed a record for many, many years. How big of a deal was that for you as a young comic coming up, striking gold right off the bat? Was it too much too soon for you?
Yeah. I was just kind of swept along by events. I mean, it was New Year's every night. And you mentioned that I had the #1 and #2 album for 8 months. The record was recently broken by Guns N' Roses. You hate to lose a record, but at least it went to a friend. So I didn't feel that bad about it.
Did you and your buddy Axl Rose ever compare what it was like to have the top two?
No, we don't talk business. It's interesting. It's kind of an unwritten thing with Axe that he just doesn't want to talk about the business.
Would your act be as funny without the stammer?
I don't know. I've never done it without the stammer. I didn't, for instance, survey the comedy scene at the time in 1960 and say, oh, look, there's nobody with a stammer out there. So this is a whole fertile field. No, I've always talked like this, and people, shortly after they talk to me, realize that it's not a comedic effect. I think it's a sign of extreme intelligence, but unfortunately I've never found any evidence or research that would support it. But in my mind, it's the ideas. You're just getting so many great ideas that it's hard to focus on one.
I'll accept that.
Okay.
The Bob Newhart Show had gotten 15 Emmy nominations and never won one. I was interviewing Alan Alda earlier this week. He also has a book out. He has 6 Emmys,
yeah.
And I asked him if he would loan you one so that you would at least know what it feels like. And he said no. He said no. I was very surprised. So,
yeah, because he seemed like such a nice guy.
By now, most people know that it was your wife, your real-life wife, who came up with the idea for the ending of the Newhart Show, Newhart, where it all turns out to be a dream. Does your wife ever hold that over you, going, that's my idea?
She's very modest about it. She doesn't tell every Tom, Dick, and Harry that it was her idea, but she will often say to me, I never got paid for that. In the ensuing years, she's been compensated rather well for that ending.
Seriously compensated? Or is this like
jewelry?
Oh, by you?
Yes,
you've compensated her.
Yes, I compensated.
Okay. CBS never paid her a penny.
CBS never
paid her a penny. What was it like that night, the atmosphere on the set?
I think I told the cast that morning, at least that's what the cast tells me, that they didn't know up until that time. We never told the crew. We had Susie 2 or 3 sound stages over. And when the crew came back, we said, we've added a scene. So the audience came back. And we have a thing called a floater, which hides a set, because even when you're doing a regular show, you want their concentration on that scene and not be distracted by other scenes. So we finished whatever scene preceded it, and the scene that preceded it was when I got hit in the head with a golf ball. And we pulled the floater away and revealed the bedroom set from the Bob Newhart Show. And the audience started applauding. They didn't even see Susie and myself in the bed. They just started applauding. They knew what was coming.
Would you rather be known as a stand-up or as a comic actor?
Stand-up.
How come?
It's where I started. If I never did another situation comedy, it wouldn't bother me. If I never did stand-up again, there'd be a hole in my life. What if I thought of a great routine and I had nowhere to do it? That would drive me nuts. Yeah. In fact, when we were doing the Bob Newhart Show, and the writers would give me just a killer line, a great setup and a killer line. I wanted to do it that night. I didn't want to wait till Friday, till the audience came in. Can't you bring them in and we'll do it now? Because that was my training from stand-up. It was immediate gratification.
What sort of stories are going to be told about Bob Newhart after you're gone?
I'm sure the bestiality thing will come out. So far I've been lucky, but we can't keep it under wraps forever.
Wow, I can't wait.